What's up?
I'm pulling in right now.
All right, when you go, you're on speaker, just a heads up, but when you come in, just walk up to the, where you would get your ticket scanned. And I told him there's gonna be some old weird guy that's gonna say, I'm on one of Ken's tickets. If you have any problems, just tell him to give me a call, or just give me a call. All right? Welcome to the Stellar Show, Fayette County TV, Channel 77, Breeze Line Q Call with Ken Philibon, Victor Malik. No Duke this week. We are up at training camp for the last day of camp. Got Victor to come out for some air. He gets to come up and form his own opinion, watching it for himself instead of all the clickbait stuff and these goose from the local sports channels that, from someone that's been up here almost all of this, they spend more time amongst themselves talking about their lame golf game than actually watching this. So
this is a fun day for the fans. And today we're broadcasting right behind us is the Steeler Pro Shop, where I just bought a couple posters for the store that will be framed by Hobby Lobby and put in there. Wait till you see what's coming, folks. And I actually just got a Juju shirt for $38. So when the Steelers re-signed Juju, I was ahead of the game on that, which I've been calling for a long time.
That stuff's almost as cool as the stuff of Pat Fryermuth that Mean Dean,
who is not here right now, and we're looking forward to seeing him, maybe getting a minute of his time. I know they're extremely busy in the pro shop, but I tell you, if you haven't been to training camp, you really miss out on this. What I did as a kid is nothing compares to what's going on right now with all the things going on. Arthur Moats is over there signing autographs. Fans are coming in, and it's only right now 9:30. What time's practice start?
10:55.
10:55. So we got an hour to play around. We're going to have some fun down here, guys.
Before I forget, let's get them in because I will forget. Malloy Paving, Yinzer Valley Farm, and DJ Rick. Go support all of them. Come join us while we go enjoy the
as well as we'd like to thank everybody from Go Laurel Highlands for sponsoring us down here today.
Absolutely. Speaking of Go Laurel Highlands, get on, check everything out. They're planning. Stay tuned for what's coming in the next year or two. Go Laurel Highlands America 250 is going to be a big thing. So stay tuned for that.
Look, it's TJ Watt's practice jersey. This is one of the ones he wore in practice. They have it on display here. It's kind of like the two that Ken sold
Cole,
me
over
from
here
the store.
Better. This is better. Sorry. A TJ Watt practice jersey over a Jack Ham.
Is that an official game-worn jersey? That was a practice jersey from what era? Hall of Fame honored class
71-82.
Practice worn jersey.
Jack Ham.
I've never seen that style of jersey for the Steelers. Because remember back in the day, they just wore the yellow, ugly ones when they'd write their number on it. You're too young to remember that.
Well, I've seen pictures.
Yeah, back in the 70s, that would be the one collectible I would kill for is Jack Lambert's yellow practice jersey. Somebody probably ended up washing a car with it, which is sad.
Or it's sitting in a warehouse somewhere that Dean hasn't discovered yet. With Gordy Lockbaum. If you see this, Dean, you know what I'm talking about.
Gordy Lockbaum?
You don't remember Gordy Lockbaum?
Holy cross, yeah. But what does Gordy Lockbaum have to do with anything?
He went to training camp with the Steelers.
So did Al Bundy.
That Gordy Lockbaum jersey is in.
Do you have it?
I wish.
Oh, okay. I thought you might have it.
There's a six-figure bounty on it.
For Gordy Lockbaum. I think the Ed O'Neill would be. What's down that way? Is that more kids stuff?
Yeah, so let's go.
I know you haven't done this.
What?
You won't do this, will you?
I'll go first.
All right, let's see what you got.
In sandals, by the way.
He's going to use the sandals as an excuse.
Oh, get out of here. Look at the thumb.
You're still harboring pain from that. Old guys are allowed to do this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You should have checked his clearances.
Oh. That thing comes whistling.
Well, this is how it's done. I'm on. Yeah.
Oh. Exactly. Didn't think to do it that way. So another epic fail by me.
And another epic by me.
I got hands on the ball, though.
I'll give you that.
I did get hands on the ball. That thing comes faster than you think it does.
Here's what happened. You went for style. I went for points.
Style's everything.
Points wins.
All right, where are we going? We throwing?
We'll try the barefoot.
Do you have your Blue Shield cross or card on you?
Blue Cross.
Blue Cross, Blue Shield.
Yeah.
The tan line's going to help you.
Hold on here.
There's a first aid tent. Oh, you shanked it.
I'm good.
Oh, I got this. I got to do one right. He locked up with that pass. Please. What the hell just happened?
Your form sucked.
What the hell was that?
Come on, man. Like, look. You square up. One back. Side. Boom.
Can I do that again, please?
Do it like I showed you. Do you want me to hold it?
Remember to use the center of your foot, however your lace is on. It's the hardest part.
I'm old. We used to kick straight on back, when dinosaurs ruled the world.
That's how you break a toe.
Can I punch him?
I mean,
Let me see that.
There you go. Let's go over here. Let's throw some of these.
go for the same ones that are in here. That's what I've been telling the kids.
Oh,
Here's what I'll tell you. It's not about how hard you throw it on this. It's about
You're
how
right.
accurate you are.
In the form.
oh, so close.
My turn. I'll get him, man. You're good.
Does that kicking look that bad? It was that bad? It was that bad. It was
All right.
terrible.
Getting too high on the ball.
Is that what
Your
the problem
form
was?
sucked too.
Low on the ball, center of the foot. You want to get your lace.
No matter what I do for the rest of the day.
Let's try that again. I want another piece of that. Because I did get closer on those three.
It's not
of the
how
three.
hard. All right, I'm off.
Find your aim point.
Will the ball actually go through there?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I suck. Wow.
You got it.
Not as bad as that kick, though, or that throw. You hit the top again.
Yeah, you know what?
There it is. Oh, I thought you had that. One of us has to do something here.
All right, I'm good.
One more. One more.
I want to take another stab at that thing, but I want to break my big toe.
My bad. My bad.
It's going around.
Damn it. Oh, come on. Dude, that was there.
No, we got to go over here before we hurt ourselves.
Thank you guys very much. Oklahoma style.
Oh, that was soft.
Finally, something I'm average at.
All right, we ready?
Didn't expect that.
That's how it's done.
That was good. That was really good. Okay.
I broke my tailbone, but yeah.
Hey, Dean, I got a question on these posters right
Show some
here.
respect.
Can you get this?
Dean!
Will this come in this size?
No. So these are one-of-one photos. What happens is after every game, our photographer, Carl Roser, selects about 20 of the smaller ones, which are these 15 by 18s, and 4 of the 30 by 36s, and they display them in the hallway outside the locker room on the south side facility, and then every week they take them down and rotate them. So the ones that hang in the hallway actually go to the player.
Oh, wow.
And what we have done is we've asked Carl if he could maybe run off another set, and we sell them to fans
Like me, 'cause these
like
are
this
fantastic.
guy. Yep. Out at either camp or at shows or whatever. They're great for autographs. They're one-of-one photos. I mean, well, actually one of two photos, I guess.
Yeah,
but it's only going to be the one out there. So, and then we, we take a small kind of snippet of what it is, put it on the outside so you know what you're looking at.
Are these going to be available at the stadium store and Tanger outlets?
We will get some out to the stores eventually, Tanger Outlets, Grove City, and down at the stadium on game days we usually have some, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, these are fantastic. There's the two I bought already that will be in the store coming up this week.
And I'm just going to throw this out there. Me personally, I would look to see if any of these guys are going to be at Mainline in May. And these would look great signed and framed.
Oh yeah. We took a few of them, got them signed and framed, and they look fantastic. I mean, they're massive. The 30 by 36 are massive.
Is there a mainline show coming up anytime soon?
It'll be in May, so I mean, they don't usually announce those guys for a few months before, but
About February they'll start announcing.
Yep. But you grab one, you find a couple players you like, you sit on it and wait for the signing to happen. Yeah, I mean, we brought some practice jerseys. Some of the older ones, the ones that they wear now are two-tone. Those are not going to be available until after this season. They do it like on a backup basis, like the first set.
And I got to throw this out there real quick. Those Steeler jackets in the corner were those 200 or 100, something like that. My neighbors will vouch for me that they are good for pressure washing your sidewalk to wear when you're doing that in the rain.
What generation of Steeler is that? Is that 80s, 90s?
I think it's like an 80s,
70s,
late 70s, early 80s type of rain jacket.
There's no arms on it. It just flipped over your shoulders and you threw it on the ground.
Just a parka.
Here's a legendary picture of Bradshaw wearing one.
Yeah, if you remember, guys, Ken got me one of those, 2 years ago, and it hung in the store. Yeah, that's a legitimate piece of Steeler history right there.
Well, thanks for the pop-in, Dean. Always a pleasure, sir.
You're the man. Thanks, man.
I try.
Get ready for a home run of a day. Join us for Fayette County Night at the Washington Wild Things. Enjoy a family-friendly baseball game for just $10 a ticket. Bring your family and make memories that'll last a lifetime. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now.
Hey, welcome back to the Stellar Show. We're taping live here at St. Vincent's on the last day of camp. It's Victor with Ken. Ken, what's your favorite memory of being here at Steeler camp?
My personal favorite, that's a positive one, me personally, Ben Roethlisberger's rookie year. I knew once Ben got the ball, it was Wally Pep. For those that played sports growing up our age, once Lou Gehrig got on the field, Lou Gehrig was not going back to the bench. And I knew that was the case with Ben Roethlisberger. I watched him enough at Miami of Ohio, those Thursday night ESPN games, whatnot. But when the Steelers drafted him, no one was more surprised than me because they always find ways to mess something that obvious up. So they didn't. So anyway, I made sure I was at the top of that hill. First practice, Chris Gardocki came out first, Ben came out second. Ben, he signed like 5 cards for me, and I was like, hey, look, one's for me, and the rest are for my nephews and his buddies, which I, honored and did give away. But that's my personal favorite. Ben was third team quarterback at that point, just happy to have a job. Yeah. And the rest is history. But go ahead.
Mine back in the 70s when dinosaurs, were over on that hillside. My family and my parents brought us to training camp every year. We made a special trip down here. And if you look up where the dorms are, the players would go up in there, eat, and then come back out. I had enough of Lambert, Bradshaw, Franco. I was spoiled as a kid. Those were the guys who were important in those days. Steelers got a guy named Dirt Winston. I've always liked the bad guys. So all I wanted that whole year was Dirt Winston. So I'm waiting as all the Hall of Famers are going by. I see Dirt. Run up to him. Now, I'm a big-headed kid about this tall. Run up to Dirt. Will you sign my book? And he went, get away from me, kid. Ran back with my arms in the air, thrilled to death that he was really that mean. Dirt was the best. Back in those days, none of this existed. This was just basically a field.
What's come of him?
I have no idea. If I ever met him, I couldn't wait to tell the story. You got the G-rated version of the story for the record. But back in those days, it was a whole lot different. The players were way more accessible. And one of the things I grew up on that you didn't have, or none of you guys really had the pleasure of doing, was watching what was called the Oklahoma drill. Those blocking sleds we just went through, they would line 2 of them up. Mike Webster would be under center. Bradshaw would be under him. Franco would be behind him. Webster would block Mean Joe Green, Jack Lambert, Dwight White, whoever it was. Watched it from here, 15 feet away on a fence. And that was my introduction to football, was just watching Hall of Famers beat the hell out of each other. It was wonderful back in the days, and you didn't realize what you were seeing.
You know what, I'll tell you what, something that you made me think of, I encourage every youth football and high school football coach, my opinion, this hillside should be covered with them.
Yes, bring the kids down.
There's that too, but these coaches, you can learn a lot. I know, like when Munchak was here, I spent 3 years just watching Munchak. He was the best offensive line coach in the league. That's your foundation. If you're building a house, you do the foundation first, offensive lines first. And you just watching the drills and how the coaches are interacting with guys that are fighting for a job to support their family, you can take more from that than what you can from Madden.
And that's something too, you touched on a really important point. All the kids that come here, they get googly-eyed and wide-eyed to see their heroes and things like that. Yeah. They all started out like you and weren't necessarily in the year you're in a professional football player. And what you young kids need to know, the most important thing is drilling. Just drill the basics of football.
And it's random.
Your talent will expose itself in time, so don't feel just because you're not starting this year, you won't start when it's important.
And you'll see
drills are everything.
You'll see if you're up here, you're going to see Boswell and whoever on the middle field punting and kicking field goals as much as they can. So even though Boswell could probably come off the couch after 3 days and nail a 50-yarder, but to do that, he's got to nail it 100 times out here. So.
And that's why when your coaches are making you hit the ground and come back up, making you do all the stretching and all the running, that is the drill part of it. Football practice is so boring and repetitious, but it's so important. Drill.
Right. What else are we going? You know what? While we're up here, you up for the 4-leaf clover challenge?
I can't find one, and he'll find 12 predetermined. They're probably already marked in here somewhere.
Well, we're just going to go for a walk.
Okay. Yeah, this gives you a chance to see what training camp is like an hour before practice. What time do the guys come down?
There's practice starts at 10:55, so they'll start scattering down after about. You'll see Joey Porter Jr. and Fryermuth normally be the first ones down.
We
are, because that
beat you to it.
Well, I threw in the we are. But no, those guys.
But as you pan Rick over across the field, you'll see that's where the line for the autographs are set up, and let the kids do it.
You know what? Okay, some of them will come down this way. Russell Wilson's been great. He's actually been signing along here and along the bleachers. And look, I'm just going to call out the obvious. If the news is here filming, you'll have all the big names signing until those cameras stop. If they ain't signing, if you don't see news cameras, kids, don't hang out down here because they're not going to stop the sign. I hate to be that guy, but I'm just telling you the way it is.
Facts are facts. And as you see, one of the most important parts of football is the youth stuff. The Steelers have what looks like a youth drill, youth practice going on there, which is awesome.
We got to point out real quick while we're here. So they had the wiffle ball home run derby the other day that Justin Fields won. I don't know if that's good or bad because Kenny Pickett won the 2 previous. So, that one guy that
I don't know who you're talking about.
The one guy that those local,
never heard of him.
Well, that one guy that the locals told everybody was like the next coming, and now he's like probably 3rd team in Philadelphia. Remember that when you listen to those guys? Yeah, they told you that this guy was going to be better than Marino and Roethlisberger.
I still don't know who you're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah, back in my day, dinosaur day again, this was basically a sloping hill. I have a bunch of pictures that I'm going to dig out of the 70s, the way this was all set up. There used to be nothing but a red, what are those fences? It was basically a snow fence.
Pop-up fence, I think.
Yeah, that surrounded all of this. And I think there was only one field, so this pretty much was a hillside.
This has evolved over the years.
Yeah,
because I think the softball field was down that way, wasn't it?
No, that was just a dead field.
Well,
yeah.
For your day, but for me,
there.
I said, it was at one point over there because I remember that's where the gift shop and all that stuff was at one point. You'd come up that way. It's evolved over the years to where they used to practice like in the early '90s, if I recall right. They always practiced on that field because I remember sitting about where the St. Vincent is. Yeah, so like I said, that was early 90s.
One of my favorite memories from that era was watching Woodson, Willie Williams, Carnell Lake, and Delton Hall do D-back sprints backwards. Wow. They ran faster backwards than most people can run in the fastest point of their life forward. And watching them just stop and go, especially you see why Woodson. They were pros. And Woodson's a Hall of Famer.
He's one of the greatest at that position. All right.
Yeah. Is that actually paved where the players come down?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a dirt trail back in the day. And sometimes the players would come over the hill. Bradshaw ran my mother over, knocked her down once. Yeah, actually did. She doesn't shut up about it. She's saying right now, he told my story.
Well,
you guys met my mom. She's a blast.
Unfortunately for her, if that would have happened today, she could have owned part of this.
Yeah. Could have got season tickets.
Oh, yeah. Limo picking her up each game, too.
Yeah, the stands, when were the stands built?
Whenever they put college football. The St. Vincent plays, they have a team now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
D3?
D2 or D3. A kid I coached with the Shaft Cardinals years ago in the Mount Pleasant Junior Football League actually played out here for a few years.
Oh, really?
I'd come out and watch them. Yeah, you know what? They get decent crowds for that.
So they play on the field closest, clearly.
Yeah. Most of the people, it's actually their games are similar. Like George Hillen was the kid's is the kid's name. He's living and working out of Florida now. But like bleachers and kind of like what you see everyone doing, they kind of scatter. Mm-hmm. But they get a decent crowd, and it's actually a good time. So if you're out this way, you want to see.
Let's take a quick look.
Yeah.
Quick peek right here. We can go over here. There's no one. Now, just out of the blue, are these seats reserved?
No, you can just first come, first serve.
First come, first serve.
But I'm just going to point out the obvious. It's no different than any of those set of bleachers. Mm-hmm. It's up, down, because people are constantly getting up and moving around and whatnot. That's why I prefer the hill. Mm-hmm. So that's just me.
Well, you've got older people that helps.
All right, kids.
Too. Yeah.
And miserable people like me, we want left alone.
So the press, have you ever been in the press box?
I have not this one.
That's where they film up there, guys.
Yeah.
You see the cameras up there.
And that's where the guy yells at me about, hey, guys like you aren't allowed to film the way you do.
Freedom of the press, baby. Freedom of the press, First Amendment.
You might be onto something there. We might have to get with show solicitor Doug Sepik on that one.
Not a bad idea.
Go after them for punitive damages that they're causing me.
So from this day forward, they will go to the south side, right?
No, I haven't heard that. They're still here. Oh, you mean the rest of the season?
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah. My understanding, they're going to keep coming back here, so every training camp.
No, I'm saying for the rest of this season.
Yeah. They're back at the practice facility in Acroshore Stadium the rest of the year. So we're getting close. I'm feeling it. I'm calling my shot.
Not a lot of competition for your chair.
No. I'm talking the Clovers.
Oh, he's going the Clovers.
You accepting my challenge? What, I could spot one in 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
15 minutes. I'm going to find a Clover. You in?
You've never lost.
I know, but I gotta keep my streak going. So here we go. Hold on. I got to see what the universe is telling me here.
Shoot me.
About here. Start the clock.
Now? You got 30 seconds out of that.
I said 15 minutes, I'll find one.
There has to be some adjacent flower that sits next to a four-leaf clover that's easy to pick out. You would think. This is how he gets the tan marks on his feet. He walks around doing this all day. Serious.
It's a 5.
You got one already.
Hold on. You want to come up here? What you want ballot? Come up here.
I just saw you dig in your pocket.
Oh no, actually that's a 5.
What?
Yeah, you can have the 5. There's the 4.
Oh my God.
Win. The universe has not failed me. All right, we're final segment here, the Stellar Show, live from training camp here at St. Vincent. This is the last day of camp, so when you see this, think about this for next year and years ahead. What do you think so far, Victor?
This is the perfect day. The weather is absolutely gorgeous.
Right,
you got
spot.
Steeler fans everywhere. 3 practice fields open with players, and we're hoping to run into something big here in a minute.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll break to that when it happens. So, what are you thinking so far? I'll tell you what, my opinion, Patrick Queen and Fryermuth have been the standouts at camp. Frazier's looked good. So, I mean, those are just my observations. Also,
Get into what you were saying about the tight end position with Darnell Washington. That's actually a really good point.
Mount Washington and Fryermuth. I really believe the Steelers have 2 of the 10 best tight ends in the league here. They should have been utilizing both of them last year. Why they didn't, I get it. They were limited at quarterback because of poor, judgment there in the front office.
And that's one of Russell Wilson's strengths. If you remember back with Seattle with Marshawn Lynch, play action was a big deal, and rolling the pocket, he's very capable of doing that. That opens up the field in the middle for the tight ends, which now you have 2 viable tight ends.
I really feel that
3 if you count Connor Hayward.
Yeah, which you can, because he's had a solid camp too. But I will say this, with I really believe this is the best 2 tight end set since Gronk and Hernandez.
Cam Hayward.
I really believe that. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned Russell Wilson. So this quarterback situation, I've observed it pretty good, as much as I could. I've only missed 3 or 4, I think, this year. So, which is a bad year for me. Normally, I'm lucky to miss 1. So that aside, the Steelers are in an interesting situation with these quarterbacks. Fields is good. I mean, Fields could start for probably half the league. I really believe that. In my opinion, Russell Wilson's better. What little we've seen, he just has that it factor. He always has. I know people want to dump on him because of what happened in Denver. His numbers were good. He didn't really have much that he was playing with. So, but that's
what you call a proven commodity. He's been to Super Bowls and he's won. This team doesn't have a lot of that on it. I don't think there's anyone with Super Bowl experience on the roster right now.
Without racking the brain, Scotty Miller.
Scotty Miller with Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
who I called that one a long time ago.
You did first show.
Yeah.
I'll say this: we're talking. So, with the situation they have with Wilson and Fields, it's almost like a college or high school. They're in a situation, Fields is like that senior quarterback, and then you got Fields who's like that freshman, sophomore that's just a little behind him. Now, do you go with the senior and let him have his year, or do you just, hey, you're going to the bench and we're going to get this guy, ready for the future? That's really where the Steelers are at with this quarterback situation.
You're going to go with Russell Wilson because of what we talked about with the tight ends and the offense really not at a point where it's going to be deep ball threats. You're going to have a lot of double coverage on George Pickens, which brings up the question of the day right now as Cam Hayward's going by us.
Oh, there you go.
Is there any validity or truth to the rumors about Brandon Ayuk? Because if you want Pickens to be a viable player, which he's a fan favorite and a talent.
Before I lose my train of thought, if they feel Fields is the future, they have to go with him.
I think at this point,
I like Russell Wilson. If your goal is to win the Super Bowl this year, you go with Russell Wilson.
Which is why I'm bringing up Ayuk.
But let's get to Ayuk. Yes,
because you're going all in if you take Ayuk, because you have no money next year for a quarterback. If you sign Ayuk, you're using quarterback money for next year.
You're losing all your quarterbacks if you sign Ayuk, and you're probably losing Pickens too.
So this is a one and done with what you're watching this year. So you might as well go for it if you sign him.
If you recall, it was about a week ago, one of these local experts, there's a verbal deal in place. What do we got here?
Broderick Jones and Speaking of George Pickens.
Yeah, I mean, here's the other thing, too, with Ayuk, why I don't want that move.
I believe that's Cam Sutton right there, too.
If Pickens is your number 1 receiver and you can't give top receiver money to 2 receivers.
Right.
The way the salary cap's structured, you just can't physically
Unless the Taylor Swift money comes in and the salary cap goes up another $50 million.
But even so, it's just you no matter how it's structured, you can't give 2 wide receivers top money when you haven't given a quarterback top money.
And you notice we're talking really loud right now as Pickens walks by. That's a fan favorite right there.
Yeah.
So you're going to make a lot of the fans kind of upset.
So, all right, man. Well, what'd you think? Like I said, we got some practice to go watch.
We got Highsmith coming. This is just kind of cool to hang out and watch him come down.
He's earned his money. But all right, man. We should probably wrap this up. So, hey, go Laurel Highlands. Go out there and check out everything they got going on. Everything in the Laurel Highlands. And definitely keep in mind training camp for next year and years forward. And kids, by the way, this is the best place to get autographs. My advice is, you see how these people along the rail here, get up against that thing and grab a hold of it and just put your stuff out there and pray that they stop and sign. Anything you want to add?
When you're done with the autograph part, watch the practice, take the techniques of the players home with you and use them, refine them, and you're going to find that your football game's going to improve a whole bunch. This is a blast. Everybody come out and support this.
Thank you, Go Laurel Highlands. Thank you, Steelers. Rise Wrestling is next.